All right, welcome back everyone to yet another video, and I thought we should do something fun today. If you guys recall, I've been doing a series of live streams where a ton of people showed up. We had some fun times together where we did some, simple DCFs based on your guys' own suggestions. Where we simply, look at some analyst forecasting for different companies that you guys suggest, and then we see, okay, does it appear to be under or overvalued? So they're not actual valuations, they're just, some basic inputs based on analyst forecasting, some general opinions from the chat, stuff like that. So it's been fun. I think we've done like 3 or 4 of them. And we got a list of stocks. So as you can see, we've been doing quite many. I think 56 in total so far. And based on how the stocks have performed, we gave them a tier. So, based on what the expected up or downside to intrinsic value is, they are placed in a tier. So I thought, well, we have a bunch of S-tier companies here. What would happen if we try creating a portfolio out of them? So it's a bit of a fun experiment. Everything in S-tier has at least 26% upside to fair intrinsic value, and many of them are like a double, like Oscar Health, United Health, Mercado Libre, Nokia, somehow, Baba, and a bunch of them. So I thought, well, let's just create a portfolio over on Savvy Trader to try to see, how would it perform in reality? It's all fun and games during the stream, but how might these S tiers actually perform if we create a portfolio? So that's what I wanted to have a look at today. And I thought, maybe we can continue expanding the list with more live streams and also keep expanding the portfolios to make it, kind of like a YouTube channel challenge of sorts. So of course, before we get into that, just quickly, we have the YouTube portfolio here up to 106 subscribers. I didn't expect it to reach over 100, but if we go in here, we can see how we're doing. Robinhood, of course, carrying together with Palantir. Tesla, even though it's been down lately, still 30% since we bought it. S&P Global up 5%, probably underperforming the S&P. FICO, had a big crash, and then PayPal has been doing all of nothing. So we don't have a lot of cash left, $700. Haven't been doing any selling or buying. I think, let's see, where was our last? Yeah, we sold a bit of PayPal the 27th of May, and since then we left the portfolio completely untouched. Compared to the S&P 500, though, we have been basically outperforming ever since inception. So since we started the portfolio, it's up 88.3%, 88.4 actually. And the S&P 500 is up 13.5. So, handily beating the S&P 500, and we don't even need to do much of anything. The last purchase or sell was in May. Yeah, purchase as well. We bought 5 shares of FICO, and, sometimes when it comes to investing, less is more, as the saying goes. So, doesn't need to be doing a whole lot. I'm happy with the way it looks. The weighting towards Robinhood is very high, but I also believe that Robinhood is very well positioned and still has some upside to fair value. So Robinhood reports earnings today. Interesting to see how that performs. But what we're actually going to be looking at is the S tier experiment here. Currently 0 subscribers. I just created it. And what I tried to do was I tried to allocate roughly 10K to each position. And we can see here the overall portfolio value is 210K. So I would assume that means we have about 21 stocks. And the stocks are Meta, which we're already down on at $3. MP Materials, AMD, Grab, United Health, ASML, Baba, D-Local, Amphenol Corporation. I had never heard of this company before. Did I say D-Local? Yeah. LB, Landbridge Company. Had never heard of that one before either. CRM, Salesforce. Oddity Tech. Had never heard about that one before. Oscar Health. Quite a controversial one in the social media sphere. Global Ship Lease. UiPath, new holdings, Nokia, which kind of surprised me. Most people know Nokia for the cell phones, including myself, but apparently they're doing quite a lot in the infrastructure side of things. And Novo Nordisk, had pretty bad earnings recently. It's down 7.8% on the day. Lululemon, SMCI, and Mercado Libre. So those are our 21 stocks for now. And as we do more live streams, as we discover new S tiers, we're going to be adding them. So yeah, I'm kind of curious how this portfolio will perform, because important thing to note is just because a company is undervalued doesn't mean that the market will recognize that immediately. I mean, for example, if we look at the YouTube portfolio, we've had PayPal for so long and it's been doing nothing. Like for a year, I mean, it's been stuck. So bought it probably somewhere around here. 20% of the portfolio, it did nothing for us. It went up, it went down, and basically doing nothing for a year, up 9% in total. So PayPal to me should be worth somewhere around closer to $120 per share. They just had earnings, good earnings. Still, the stock dropped. So, just because a company appears to be undervalued doesn't mean that it will be immediately recognized. Now, for PayPal specifically, I still have high hopes, still keep holding it, but we'll see. And a bunch of these companies are pretty high quality. A lot of people would agree. For example, Meta, I'm sure a lot of people would agree that is a high quality company. AMD, quite hype. I don't personally like AMD a whole lot compared to NVIDIA. Covered that a few times. ASML, also high quality company. Grab, I wouldn't say high quality yet. I mean, it's still pretty dominant in its region, but there's a lot of competition. Baba, geopolitical risk, so that might be why it's, not been able to trade up in the last almost a decade. Salesforce, high quality company, but also I'm a bit skeptical because their whole new thing here is that agentic AI. By buying Salesforce products, you'll be able to replace your own Salesforce, by these AI agents. They say that while they themselves keep hiring salespeople. So kind of funny dynamic there. Mercado Libre, also a very high quality company by the looks of it, but it is in primarily Latin America, which is probably why it's not being fully recognized to its full value. So there are some broken stocks in here, a mix of very high quality companies with a bit of a less high quality company and a lot of risk tied to the names. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all develops. So I mean, probably you yourself are not very excited about all of these, but as we keep going on and keep finding new S tiers in the live streams, we're gonna be adding them, see how they perform. For now, it is down $11 since I created it. Not a lot of movement. We'll check in regularly to see how it's doing. Keep doing more live streams. I have to say the support in the live streams has been great. A lot of people join in, a lot of people chat, discuss, suggest companies. Had a lot of super chats, which I'm very, very grateful for. I think the super chats themselves added up to more revenue than I had, doing one video per day throughout whole of July. And we're about to reach the end of July here, trying to do one video per day. The super chats during the live streams, kind of eclipsed the revenue from YouTube just from doing one video per day. So huge shout out to every single one that was generous and sent a super chat during the live streams here. So with that said, yeah, let's let the portfolio cook, see how we do. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description if you want to track it on your own. It is public, freely available. I can also link the YouTube portfolio if you want to track that, but it seems like a lot of people already found it, 106 followers. This is probably more in line with what I would do with my own personal portfolio. It is not exactly like my own personal portfolio. If you're interested in that, over on my Substack, I have a link here where you can see my actual positions, and every trade I do, I update it. And as you can see, there's not a lot of updates. I'm also of the belief that, you know, you don't really need to trade in and out of a lot of positions. You know, find the high quality names, try to buy them under fair intrinsic value, and just hold them and let them compound. But yeah, probably whenever I get cash every month, I try to invest it. So there's gonna be some updates, some positions moving around. That is available on research.typefcapital.com. I also have some thematic portfolios that you can track, you know, with the different themes like financials, AI, barrier to entry. I'm gonna add a growth one and an energy one shortly here. All my valuations available. You know, in-depth equity research, and then some, you know, equity research articles. So all of that on my Substack at research.typefcapital.com. And with that said, yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will catch you tomorrow with the Robinhood earnings review, hopefully, if the 10Q comes out quickly. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I will catch you tomorrow, and please like and subscribe if you have not already, and bye bye.